largest order ever, commercial aircraft here in the United States.
Yeah.
This is massive. This is huge. We're talking 200 aircraft and an option for another 100, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's a really big deal, and you know this is really just another step in everything that United did during the pandemic to prepare for the recovery. Whether it was buying airplanes, building simulators, the only airline to negotiate a deal with pilots, and really a unique moment coming out of COVID to really set the future for United.
You're scheduled to take delivery of 2 new aircraft every week next year, 3 per week in 2024. How important was it for you to say, we've got a stake planted in the ground? Anybody else wants to start ordering aircraft? They're going to have to figure out where they're going to get them from because we've taken up a lot of those positions.
Yeah, well, look, this really does go back to the summer of 2020 when we thought COVID would be deep and last a long time, but we thought the recovery would be robust, and we realized early that there were going to be huge constraints on supply. Pilots, the ability to manufacture airplanes, air traffic control saturation, and all of that was going to limit the total industry capacity. And it created this unique moment where demand is fully recovered, but supply is going to be below trend for years to come, and we wanted to get ahead of that curve. We have gotten ahead of that curve. It's going to be really hard for anyone to catch up to us now because if you try to order airplanes today, people, the manufacturers tell you 2027.
But at the same time, a number of aircraft on order are the 737 MAX -10, which hasn't gone through certification. The deadline for certification is 2 weeks away. Otherwise, it needs a waiver. Do you think it does get that waiver? Yeah, I do think the MAX 10 and MAX 7 will get that waiver in the next Congress. The reason is because it's the right safety outcome. You don't want to have a different cockpit for the same kind of airplane. That's a bad safety outcome. And then secondly, just from an America, U.S. perspective, Boeing is our largest manufacturer, largest exporter, high-tech manufacturing jobs, the very kinds of great careers we're trying to onshore and bring back to this country. And the question isn't the question really is where large narrow bodies will be built. Will they be built in a factory like this in Seattle by American workers, or will they be built in Europe and China? And because of that and the right safety answer, I'm pretty sure it'll get done next year. You've got a big Dreamliner back here. You've got 100 more that are on the way. But a lot of people are looking at the inability of both Boeing and Airbus to ramp production as quickly as they would like. What's the issue here? Is it manpower? Is it the supply base? And does it get fixed next year? Because a lot of people expect them to bring down their expectations. Yeah, look, they could give you a better answer. It's all of the above. And I think it's going to take longer to fix some of the supply chain challenges. They're just so deep. There's so much. And one part, out of a million, can put an airplane behind. And it's not just the airframes. The engines are way behind. I think that, frankly, will be the bigger constraint is engine capacity. But I think it's going to be hard for all the aircraft that every airline has on order to get delivered in time. They'll eventually come, but they're going to probably be, some pretty significant delays in the next few years.